All right, welcome to another session. I'm just going to share my screen here. I forgot to do that first. Okay. So we're into Corel. I'm Ash. I'm an intuitive artist, an angelic healer, and the founder of Studio429 and the Angelic Activation Academy, which is a portion of Studio429 itself. And I am doing dream artistry conversations where I'm sketching out dreams, painting dreams, and then talking about the meanings behind them and giving you some, meanings to your own dreams if you have similar themes, or some advice on how to decode your dreams. And today I will also be talking a little bit about my new offering, which is Dream Artistry, the service. And it is all about decoding your dreams in a one-on-one setting where you end up with artwork of your dream in digital and print format, and also hearing the description and really what's behind your dream. So I am super excited to be starting that, and hopefully the more I do these, the easier it will be for me to talk and draw at the same time. Because the extra pauses are due to not being able to do this both at the same time yet. All right, so we're gonna get, boy, and now Athena's making herself heard. One moment. Never fails. As soon as I turn on a microphone, there's either a child screaming in the background or a dog barking. So she's going to hang out with me under my desk. All right, so dream last night involved, I'm just going to write out some things. Oop. Okay. Just for remembering. And 8. So we're doing a little bit of a spirit guides, like animal guides, a little numerology, a little bit of, what is it called? It's called the Chinese wheel, time wheel, based on like what time, or the ancient Chinese clock rather. So based on when you wake up, that's what different dreams are relating to or pertaining to. So going into a little of all these things, and I definitely do not want to keep using the color orange. So the first part of my dream that I remember, I woke up at 4:44. So 444, that's all about the angels hearing my prayers. And so that was really interesting. And as far as like what the Chinese ancient clock is about, waking up during that time of the early morning is all about like spiritual development, expression, love, freedom, all of that. So that is the first part of my dream, in which, let's get some gray. I don't know how detailed I'm going to be because this one doesn't, oh my gosh. Yes, okay. I'm still learning this program. So I don't know how detailed I'm going to get just because the message was so clear. I don't really need to get super detailed. And so as you can see, some of these are just like super sketchy. And some of them I'll, go more detailed, some of them not so much. So in the first part where I woke up at 4:44, I had been looking at this artist's website, and she was booked out with artwork for 8 years, which is just crazy. Oops. Okay. I pulled my phone up just in case anyone has some comments while I'm working. So she had everything booked out for 8 years, and I can remember the website. It had an 8 and it said years, and then she had like some different artworks down here, and they were all like Photoshop artworks combined together. And I can remember like reaching out to her in a message, just being like, hey, like, I'm curious about, did you just like accidentally type 8 and you meant like 8 months or like a year? And she was like, no, it's 8 years. And so the message for me on this is that it's about the feeling of like, when I thought of like being booked up for 8 years, it's like, whoa, there's no freedom in that. And like, you can't evolve if you are expected to do the same thing for the next 8 years. You cannot evolve your work, your desires. And so it's all about that feeling. And because I woke up at 4:44 during a time of the night where it's about freedom, then we definitely know that if I don't feel freedom and, being so sought after as an artist, that I'm booked for 8 years, but if I don't feel freedom in that, then that is definitely not my path. And since it was 4:44 when I woke up, I know that the angels are with me and supporting me, and they're hearing my prayers. So yes, I want to be booked up. I want to, have to say like, hey, I can't because, it's going to be a while. But I know for a fact that if I am booked out for years, that I am not going to feel any freedom and I am going to be miserable. So I know from that that's not what I want. So I know my message in that portion of my dream is that I want to be booked with clients wanting art, but I still need to find that balance between being sought after and being free to still be able to evolve and grow, which is, kind of what I'm doing now, is going from, I've been doing animal portraits and landscapes, which I still love to do, and I will absolutely take commissions for that and do those myself. But I'm even more excited to start painting dreams more. So, but I will not be booking out for 8 years or anywhere close to that. Okay. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to touch on for this was the numerology as well. So numbers can tell you a lot. And there's Athena again. So you have 4:44 that comes down to 12, which is about relationships, about finding, my people. And so that definitely ties into like finding my clients, my like soulmate clients, and having relationships with those people and like how I interact with them and how I work with them. And then 12, you just keep adding the numbers down. So 12 turns into 3, which is all about growth and expansion and being supported by the keepers of the light. So the ascended masters, being supported by them. Okay, and so that all ties together. It's all about my spiritual development, my development of with how I express myself in art, how I work in a business, how I work with my clients, and having that freedom, that support to do so from the physical and the spiritual realm. So I'm not going to keep developing this picture anymore because I know what it means. So we're just going to get rid of that layer, and my tablet's going to spin us all around. Woo! Okay. Yeesh. New layer. All right, so we got the 4. Oh my gosh. Maintain default. There we go. Okay. We got the 444, we got the 12, we got the 3, we got the 8. I think I said 8. Did I? No, I totally did not talk about 8. All right. One moment. See, I knew there was a reason why I wrote down notes. So the number 8, it's about taking time to reflect and to understand your lesson. So what is the lesson in that dream? Reflect on the feelings, and be aware of any cycles or patterns that are currently repeating. So it's all about that reflecting on the dream and what to do with that. All right, so I wrote down that dream as soon as I woke up, as soon as I saw it was 4:44. And so I went back to sleep finally, and then, oh boy. Athena, come here. Okay. I've got 3 people trying to sleep, so that makes it even more challenging. Okay, so I went back to sleep after my 4:44 wake up, and I dreamt of first there was a mouse. I found a mouse in my closet, and I was taking care of it and taking it outside, but I had to hide it so that no one would see it, because I was afraid that if someone saw it, then they would kill it. And so I was protecting this mouse, but it was raining outside, and so I ended up putting this poor little mouse into some water, and so that didn't go so well either for the poor mouse. And so then I had to try to move it and find a better spot for this little mouse. And it was a white mouse. White animals are usually part of the spirit. Spirit guides are more connected to the spirit realms and such. So that's the meaning that I'm taking from this as well, is the spiritual meanings of it. So for me, having a mouse and trying to protect it, trying to hide it, there's a lot of hiding or holding back on spiritual beliefs and spiritual messages. And keeping that part of myself hidden. And so when I look up what, I'm going to end up with a wrong number of fingers on this hand. Oh boy. When I look up what a mouse means, as far as when a mouse presents itself to you as a spiritual support, as a spiritual guide, I see that it's talking about pay attention to the details, which that starts by putting 5 fingers on your hand and not 4. So pay attention to the details, take plenty of time, and that there's going to be a time of plenty, a time of abundance. So, and since it's a white mouse, I'm taking that as like an abundance of like spiritual support, spiritual guidance, like abundance from the spirit realms. And as you can see when I'm sketching, like I go through several sketches. I definitely erase many times, and I have no problem with that. That is all part of the process. So, and this is my hand, like I'm kind of just looking at my hand and sketching from it. And so then I'm going to have a little mouse in my hand. And I definitely like to look at, different reference images. I use some different like stock sites. So I pull up different images as I go. And of course, searching for mouse means you get more computer mice than you do animal mice. Let's see. Mouse. And sometimes you'll realize that for making it look like you got the right angle, you should have drawn the mouse first instead of the hand. Okay. Got some cool mouse images here, just not quite the right one. All right, but I got the idea of what a mouse looks like. So, and so the mouse is also about like, don't shut down potential ideas. So I'm gonna okay. Now it shouldn't ask me 5 million more times. All right, so I got the basic idea of what a mouse should look like. I don't remember what I was saying. See, that this learning how to paint and draw and talk at the same time is tricky. So a mouse is that there's the spiritual plenty coming up, but you need to be aware of the details so that you don't accidentally block opportunities. Like there might be some opportunities that are coming up that, maybe I just didn't even like realize that it was an opportunity. And so I'm being asked to be more aware of that. And so if you have a mouse in your dreams, you are also being asked to be aware of the opportunities as they present themselves. So that, you, like, let's say you ask for, let's say you ask for more money, to, pay your bills, go on a vacation, like take a trip, all of that good stuff. And so you ask for more money, and then someone asks like, hey, can you draw this picture for me? And you're like, nope, I'm waiting for more money. I can't do that right now. I don't have time. And so, or you're just like, nah, I don't really feel like it. I don't want to do that. And so you've just, like, the universe was walking right up to you and saying, hey, here's some more money. And you just totally blocked it. So when the mouse comes up, like, be on the lookout for different opportunities that will present themselves to you as ways to make some more money or to get, something new, or way of having spiritual abundance. Like maybe you've been looking for a mentor, and someone shows up, but like when you first hear about it, like you don't even think about it. You're just like, oh no, it's not like exactly what I was calling in, or something just causes you to think, nah, that's not really it. So right now is the time to be aware of those things. And it's also a time to just like do a life review, and that's perfect for like we're at mid-year. It's been a wild ride so far. So it's a perfect time to check in, like what is working, what is not working, what do I want to keep doing, what do I want to add in, and do that kind of a review to make adjustments as needed. And once coming back to the white mouse part, it would be like about spiritual, like is your soul being fulfilled? What is happening and what needs to change in your spiritual life in order to keep moving forward as desired. Let's see. And I really liked this part of the dream. It was like it definitely stood out. And there's some other things that went on that I'm still working on myself. Like something got broken, like someone broke some of my art tools and thought I was nuts for spending money on things. And so there's definitely some other themes there. But the mouse was the part that stood out the most. And the animals, for me, always do stand out more than anything else. So and I can hear Athena wanting to come back inside yet again. Oh, this dog. And so that since I remembered the mouse so clearly, like this is going to be one of the parts that I, develop a little bit further. Okay, we're back again. This should be like a game. Like, how many times do I have to go get Athena? And all drawings, all paintings, they start out scribbly. They start out, well, I won't say all. Some come together really fast and you just don't expect it. But for the most part, it takes a little bit. They start out super sketchy, where it's just like, what is the point? Like, this looks awful. And then you just keep developing it, and that's when it starts to work a little bit better. And I love this digital medium because things do come together way faster on this than they do on paper. For me, it's about getting the images out of my head, like doing something with them, more than it is about, like becoming the next fine arts master. I don't really care about that. I just want my ideas to get out, to be useful, find a space. Like when I was doing, which I still obviously do, when I was doing paper and pencils, like actual paper and pencils, not digital paper and pencils, I never like used purple or greens or anything in skin tones, but I have really started to like them. And I know it looks kind of funky right now, but all of the paintings that have skin in them that I've done have had purples, greens, blues, like all these other colors that I never picked up on when I was trying to do it on paper and pencil. So that's been a really interesting find as well. All right, so we've been going for almost a half hour. So I'm going to work on the final part of my dream that I had. So let's grab a new layer. So in the final part of my dream, I had a huge whale, except it was in my house. So that's new. There were a bunch of people there, and there was this whale. And so it was interesting because then the first cards that I pulled this morning had a whale on the card. It was like whale energy, which was all about sharing like my deepest truths, which I feel like I'm starting to do, showing up, detailing my dreams in art and word, and like just being myself, like sharing my deepest truths and letting people see me. And the whale in the dream, it was interesting. It was let's see what I got here. I forget what I need. Pencil. The whale in the dream was like, I wouldn't have thought about it being about like sharing my truth, but or like letting myself be seen, but on further inspection, like I can understand that. I can see how that would go. So the whale in the dream, it was like coming down my hallway, but there was a ton of people, and everyone was like working together well. It's like relationships. Like I don't know if it was like spouses per se, but there's relationships involved, and like everyone else was working really well. And I was running away, and there was a giant whale in my hallway. And I wasn't running away because there was a whale. It was like the whale showed up when I was running away. So then that actually, like as I'm talking this out, that actually really makes sense. That definitely makes sense of like, let yourself be seen in your relationship. So like everyone else was letting themselves be seen, and I was running away, and then the whale's like, hey, cut that out, let yourself be seen, it's okay, you are safe. And that was the other part of whale energy. Like when I did some more research this morning, was this a little larger. Ooh, was the whale energy is about like the wisdom, like learning the ways of the earth and like harmonizing with yourself and your expression, and the creative process. So here I am showing up, letting myself be seen through my creative process. Not caring that you guys see my like super sketchy drawings, where I get started. And it's also about like spiritual expression too. And so that's something that I know that I don't. There are some spaces where I'm like, yeah, anyone can know whatever I believe in. Like, I don't care if you know that I believe in all these things, but there are definitely places where, you know, I keep that in my office, or, you know, I don't go full tilt into the spiritual side. And so that is definitely something to be called out on for me. I am liking drawing this whale. This is a cool whale. And once again, I'm looking at a picture as I'm painting. And this is one I might bring together too. And actually, what I might do for this is like bring all these things together and do like this fantasy piece with like a mouse and a whale and all of that, which would be pretty cool, I think. This is the fin on the opposite side of the whale. So we need that to be different shade. And I have been absolutely loving painting in this program. I was so excited. I found a bunch of new brushes and things last night, and it was so much fun. I was just having an absolute blast last night. I'll have to find a way to like include some of the new brushes that I found because they are so fun. They're like painting with light, and it's amazing. Oh, I know, since he's got some white on the underside of him, I can do a new layer there and find some watercolor. Watercolor brushes are really cool. Let's see, real watercolors. So I'll do this whale, even if the whale is in my hallway, needs some water. I love these watercolors because they actually like change and morph just like real watercolor would, which is super cool. And then they look like they're drying like as you go, which is so awesome. Oh, and then so like this dream I had, so if we go back to that ancient clock, this dream was in the earlier, or I guess later in the morning. So this one was, let's see, in between like the 5 and 7 a.m. area. So this was about like clearing up the clutter in your life. And of self-empowerment. So like being empowered to be seen, being empowered to let myself be seen, and to just, show up anywhere that I am exactly as I am. And for the most part, I do that, but, I'm human. I'm not perfect. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just want to be, and it could be part of my, projectorness and my introvertedness. Just like, this is too much. I just want to be alone. And so I fall into that even when it's safe for me to be seen. So I'm just cleaning up some of these edges here. And this one I think I'm going to keep working with. And like once I put it all together, I'll share it in the comments. I think this would be a cool one to do. And I love the idea of combining like different things that obviously would not naturally go together. Okay, so there's the whale. And we've talked about a whale, we've talked about a mouse, we've talked about all these different numbers. So there you have it. There's our dream artistry conversation. All right, so I am going to sign off for today. I'm going to go work on this some more, work on a few other things. So dream artistry, the service, is going to be incredible. I wonder if I can pull it up actually. I'll actually show you the page and walk you through what it's all about because it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to share a new screen. I'm going to share this one. Let's see. Is that sharing? Yes. Okay. Dream artistry. So decode your dreams. This is a private art consultation with me. And it says buy for $222, but I'm going to be doing a introductory offer of $111 for this. So it's all about decoding your dreams, painting them into your reality during our session. And you can read through all of this, but it's all about how powerful dreams are. And it's more than dream interpretation because we're getting these images and pictures and ideas out of your head onto paper, just like we did today and like we did yesterday for my own dreams. We'd be doing them with yours so you can see your dreams in color. And we'll be taking you out of the conscious thought. So when you're sleeping, it's your subconscious, it's your angels, your guides, and there's less overthinking, less trying to explain it away. And so you're going to go deeper while you sleep so that you feel seen, so you feel a deep connection, and so that you're able to dig deeper into these meanings once you see them on paper. So you'll finally understand if you have recurring dreams. You'll understand what actions you need to take, what they mean. You'll feel connected to your guides and understand their messages. If you have nightmare recurring dreams, you will be able to release those because you'll be digging into the shadow work around them to know what they mean. You'll have a visual reminder since I'll be giving you the artwork in print and digital format. So if it was an amazing dream that is creating huge changes in your life for the better, you'll have a visual reminder so you never forget. And if it is one of the more the darker recurring dreams or darker messages, you'll have a piece of artwork that will help you continue to work through it, that will remind you that it's okay, that you are safe in your dream space. And so you'll have that beautiful reminder in order to process it. This is fun. This is a playful process that gives you deep insights to your life. So we'll be having fun talking back and forth. And then, of course, you'll know how to take action on the messages that come to you. And there's me. So what you'll receive in Dream Artistry is 2 60-minute one-on-one sessions with me. The first one to talk about the dream, and the second one to see the artwork and to finish decoding it. You'll get the original artwork that I paint digitally in a digital format that you can use for your own personal use. And also a giclée print that you can hang on your wall or put on your altar. I'll let you choose your size so that it fits in whatever space you want to put it. So like I said, the first is a session to discuss the details that you remember, and I'll help you go into channel to pull out any of the other details that you need. Then I'll be creating your artwork that I'll be doing on my own over the next, week or two. And this is where I'll be, researching like I did for, numerology, like times of night, anything that else comes up, and anything that I channel through as well. And then the second one-on-one session will be the artwork reveal. So you'll be able to see it for the first time together, and we'll talk about my insights, what you see when you look at it, and I'll take you deeper into the shadow work that comes up in dreams. So if you have recurring dreams that you don't understand, this is absolutely for you. If you have dreams that felt significant, but you have no idea what it means, this is also for you. And if you've been asking for a sign or message and you feel like you haven't seen it yet, but you've been having these different dreams, then this is also for you, and we'll find those signs. So decode your dreams and put them on paper. All right, so I'm gonna stop screen share. So I am so excited about this. Leave me comments. Let me know if you have had dreams about mice, whales, or any of these other things. If there's a time of night that you always wake up at, let me know, and I'll tell you like what that time of day means or what it could be related to. And I will post links for getting the introductory offer. First 3 people get that intro offer, and then I will also share my finished work once I combine all these different things together into one piece and let you check it out. So I will see you guys later on the next Dream Artistry conversation, and I hope you have an amazing day.